Good morning. Good morning. Wake it up. Let's go. Okay, I'm a little late though. Because earlier this week I was making my best attempt to start my walks at 7:30, and because I try to live a soft life, that getting up and doing other things and then getting on live by 7:30 was a little hard for me. And I prefer a soft life. So, soft life positivity, that's my thing. So I think 8 works a little better for me. And I'm not sure what time zone you guys are on, but looked like I had more people that were available to join me at 8 instead of 7, or instead of 7:30. So let me know what you prefer. But anyway, for this week, I think we'll go with 8 o'clock. I am Renee Simpson, and I am a plant-based chef, registered dietitian, hypnotherapist, and positive psychology coach. I help you to live a life that is more happy, healthy, and fly, but especially healthy. Well, no, all three: happy, healthy, and fly. All right, so if you're watching and you have not tapped the screen to come on in here. Come on in here today. Hi, Janice. Good morning. Good morning, Nicole and Lily. Glad you stopped by. We won't be very long. I usually do about a 20-minute chat on the treadmill so I can get at least 1,000 steps in. Yesterday, I talked a little bit about the importance of getting those steps in because so many of us are sedentary since the pandemic. A lot of us work from home, and sedentary lifestyle is one of the worst things you can do for yourself. It's terrible for your health. So you want to get your steps in throughout the day. Some people say, oh, I go to the gym in the evening. Okay, that's cool, but get you some movement in throughout the day. So I do these walks in the morning so that if someone, maybe I can, support and motivate you to get on your treadmill or your walking pad, or even get out of the house and go for a walk, or go to the gym and get on the treadmill. So anyway, yeah, morning is not my thing anymore. I used to be such a morning person. I used to get up at 5:30 and, be full of life. And now it's like my mornings are later and later and later. So, hey, it is what it is. Let's see. We got Jack and Gino and Shamira. Welcome, welcome, welcome. All right. So anyway, yesterday I did talk a bit about that. And I will, about the importance of getting your steps in throughout the day. We want to get 8,500 to 10,000 steps in. I'm trying to download yesterday's live and put it on YouTube for those who missed it and want to take a look at it. So hopefully today I can figure out how to do that. And on YouTube, it's youtube.com/@welldiva. So you can take a look at the past ones there, okay? All right, so today I want to talk about something that I find, a topic that comes up a lot with my nutrition coaching clients, and that's like having the mindset to make changes into a healthier lifestyle, okay? A lot of times people will come to me and they know what to eat, and they know how important exercise is, but they don't know how to get themselves to do those two things at least consistently enough to see results. And so one thing that I often tell people is to consider your motive, okay? So you want motivation? Consider your motive, your reason, your purpose behind why you're making these changes. Think about that for a minute. Are you trying to get healthier because you want to be more attractive to someone else? Or is it because you want to be able to get on the floor and play with your grandkids now or 10 or 20 years from now, or you want to remain independent. You want to be an independent adult well into your 70s and 80s and beyond. Is it because your doctor told you you need to get healthy and you need to make some changes in your lifestyle? Is it because you lost a family member and you saw how they were living and you were living like they were, and it made you want to make some changes? But whatever the reason, I want you to think about that when you find yourself struggling to make healthy lifestyle changes. Hi, Lynn, welcome. And then another thing, when you go throughout the day, you guys take some time to notice how many times in a day you are presented with an opportunity to do something unhealthy, something that is the exact opposite of what you're trying to do. And the example I often use is chicken wings, because a lot of folk like chicken wings, right? And I have moved back and forth between California and the Atlanta area like 4 times. And this last time that I moved back to the Atlanta area, I noticed there are so many freaking chicken wing places. Like, if that was a temptation for me, I probably would have to move. So think of the thing that, kind of tempts you, and how many times do you notice it's presented to you? I noticed just driving down a street, I saw like 11 chicken wing places within like a 1 or 2 minute, 1 minute drive, I think. Like one on this side, one on that side, one on this side. Just ridiculous. So notice those things and notice how many times you have the opportunity to make a decision that's either going to take you towards where you want to go, away from where you want to go. Because as you become more aware of your actions throughout the day, your decisions throughout the day, and your opportunities to make one decision or the other, as you become more aware of that, it helps to become easier for you to achieve your goals. So really it's about being more mindful and thoughtful of every step that you're making throughout the day, because those steps are taking you in one direction or the other. Hi, Tanya Bear. Good morning, Sean Roberts. All right. So just giving you a few tips, mindset tricks, I guess you could say. Somebody gave me some hearts. Nikki, how you say that? Nika, Nikaica? How you say that? Goodness, I'm struggling, but thank you for the hearts. Thank you, I appreciate that. All right, so what else? Ignoring your feelings. Not allowing your feelings to direct your body. Like, your mind needs to be stronger. You need to think, what did I say I wanted? Me feeling like eating that cake, I'm going to say cake because that's my thing, y'all. Cake. Like I said earlier, chicken wings. Me feeling like eating that cake, those are feelings, but my mind says cake is not going to get me where I want to go. Okay? And this is one I use a lot, y'all. Okay, I'm going to say chicken wings, since so many people like chicken wings, right? When you drive down the street and you see this chicken wing place, and you know that that's not what you need to be eating because your goal is to lower your cholesterol, or your goal is to lose weight, or your goal is to get off your blood pressure medication, or your goal is to feel better because you notice you get flare-ups of arthritis when you eat chicken wings. So you're doing all you can to stop eating chicken wings. I want you to think this. That chicken wing is not going to taste any better than it did the last 50 times you had it. It's still the same freaking chicken wing. Okay? If that's your thing, if it's Chick-fil-A, if it's McDonald's, if it's Krispy Kreme, they are very consistent in their recipe. Okay? Hey, Nikki, thank you. They are very consistent in their recipe. It is not going to taste any different. So you don't need to go over there and check it out. I promise you. If you leave Chick-fil-A alone for 1 month and go back, it's still going to be the same as it was last month. So if your weight loss or plan or your goal, whatever it is you're doing, is going to take you 6 months, then let it be 6 months. Chick-fil-A gonna still be the same as it was 6 months ago. You do not need to go over there and do a quality check. Okay? So think about that when you are trying to make these choices. Them Lay's potato chips, you gotta go to Publix or whatever. You go to the grocery store. You gotta get your groceries. So you can't just avoid seeing all this stuff. You walk by, you see the potato chips, and that's your thing. They're not going to be any different than they were the last 50 times you had them. So leave them there. They will be there. When you reach your goal, if you still want it, create a little plan for yourself. Okay, I'll have this once a month or whatever. But if you leave it alone long enough, to be honest, your taste buds will probably clear up and mature, and you won't even want it anymore. Okay? So it's just some ways to think about what you're doing, what habits you're creating. Because it's really about creating new habits. It's not just about, I need to lose weight or I need to get off my medication. It's about what's going to get you there. It's the habits. It's what you do habitually. So you got to do it repeatedly enough for it to become habitual. Over and over and over. So if you got to drive past Chick-fil-A, you got to do it over and over. I remember when I first moved back here from, when I first moved back to the Atlanta area from California, I was in love with a piece of cake. If you live in the Atlanta area, you probably know a piece of cake. That's the name of the place, a piece of cake. And I would like go out of my way to go to that place. And I would do it again and again. And guess what? I gained weight from going over there over and over. So I had to reverse that and tell myself their recipe is very consistent. I don't need to visit them anymore until probably my birthday, maybe a holiday. Make it a special occasion. I don't need to be going over there all the time. I don't need to be best friends. I sure don't need them recognizing me when I come through the door. Then we know I'm doing something wrong. Ooh, we don't need to go to that level. So I had to reverse that and think of it, just really be mindful. And then on top of that, you're spending money. You're giving these people your money. Like I told somebody the other day, you're paying someone to take you away from your goal. You're literally paying them to either make you fat, make you unhealthy in some kind of way. Whatever your goal is, the thing that you're doing that takes you away from your goal, you're paying them to do that. Thank you so much, Nick. Girl, I'm still struggling. Nikisa. Nikisa? I think it's Nikisa. All right. And yeah, I think it's Nikisa. All right. So anyway, that's something to think about, y'all. Paying someone you literally paying someone to make you unhealthy. She said, no, Nikki. Just say Nikki. Okay. I sure thought I had it. Nikia. Okay, Nikki. We're going to leave it at Nikki. All right, welcome. I see, it looks like it said extract. Maybe they left. I don't know, I can't see it now. All right, so anyway, all right, y'all, so let me know. Let me know what you're hearing, what's resonating with you. Anything I'm saying sound familiar? All right. Okay, so then another thing I want to tell you is give yourself praise for the things that you get right. Because sometimes we're doing good and then we make one little mistake and we allow that one little mistake to just take us completely off track. So give yourself praise and give yourself grace. You can always start over tomorrow, even though we don't want to make a career out of starting over tomorrow. But if a lot of people say they start out good in the morning and then they, get to the evening and things change up. But do give yourself credit for what you did in the morning. You started out, maybe you had, a good healthy breakfast. You took a walk in the morning, maybe even did a workout, but then later you let Chick-fil-A or the wing place or whatever get you off track. Still give yourself credit and praise for what you did earlier. You don't want to start beating yourself up, because then you pull your mood down, you pull your esteem down, you pull your frequency down, and that makes it harder for you to get back on track. So don't, try to really focus on what you did right so you can do more of that. Okay. And that brings me to another topic, focus. What are you focused on? What's coming through your timeline, your news feed, or whatever they call it now? Especially like Instagram. You can just like hit that little looking glass on Instagram and then all these photos come up. And you may need to go through there and clean it up. Because if you're seeing a lot of food that you don't want to be eating because you used to look at that, you can go through there and fix that. Start clicking on people working out. So when you open up Instagram, everything that's suggested to you should be supportive of whatever your goals are. So take some time to go through Instagram and start click on all of the things that will support you so that you can focus on those things, because what you're seeing is what's driving you. Like I said, when you go throughout the day, see how many times something is presented to you. It could be on Instagram. It could be driving down the street. You see signs, advertising these wing places. You could be driving down the street and not paying attention, but you could smell these wing places or donuts or whatever the thing is for you. For me, it used to be, back in the day, I was a Krispy Kreme-aholic. And I have a video over on YouTube. I wonder if you could find it. If you type in my Krispy Kreme testimony, you might find it. Where I literally had to pray to get over my Krispy Kreme habit. It was so bad. Hi, Ethel Hood, welcome. Hi, Pool Boy, welcome. But yeah, for me, it used to be Krispy Kreme. So we talked about all the different high-fat foods that we love for whatever reason. But you literally have to do things to support yourself, protect yourself, your goals. Work to keep those at the forefront, as opposed to, because everybody else is working to get your attention. Okay, Krispy Kreme, they put on the hot sign. They really working to get your attention. I I don't know if they still do that. I think they do. I don't even notice them anymore because they are so far away from what I would do. Like I have no desire whatsoever to go into a Krispy Kreme to eat a Krispy Kreme. Even when I do want a donut, which is probably once a year, it ain't them. Somehow I got that taste totally out of my system. But like I said, go look at my video. My Krispy Kreme testimony, it'll tell you all about that. Okay, hi, 1191 1191. Welcome. All right, y'all, we're talking about the mindset behind making changes to create a healthier lifestyle. What are some of the things that you can do to support yourself on your journey to a healthier lifestyle? Okay. I already talked about making decisions throughout the day. You get presentations all day long. If you notice today, you'll get a presentation of something that will tempt you several times a day. It might be something that you're scrolling by and you see. It might be some sign you see driving down the street. It might be when you get to work. Now, this is a big one. People get to work and somebody's celebrating a birthday or something, and they got cupcakes and cake. And for some reason, you think because they offered it to you, you got to take it. And I don't know, some people say, well, they don't want to be rude. And some people say, well, it's free. But keep in mind that cake and cupcakes that they're offering you at the office probably came from the grocery store. You can get that anytime you want it. Why, when somebody bring it in the office, you feel like you got to eat it? No, you're not being rude because you want to preserve your health. You're being rude to yourself. If you decide to eat the cupcakes and the cake that somebody brought in from the grocery store onto your job and they offer it to you, and you already told yourself, you know, I'm starting my healthy lifestyle this week, because it's going to happen as soon as you start. You're going to get that offer. As soon as you decide you want to eat healthy, you're going to be tested. So you decided on Monday, oh, I'm getting it together. I'm eating healthy, because everybody likes to start on Monday. I'm going to lose weight. I'm going to get off my blood pressure medication. I'm going to lower my cholesterol. You know, do all these different things. That's Monday. And then Tuesday or Wednesday, here they come in the office celebrating somebody's birthday, and they're bringing the cupcakes and the cookies from the grocery store. And for some reason, you think you need to join in that celebration. Don't do that to yourself, because you've already told yourself what you were going to do, and now you're lying to yourself by going against it and doing what somebody at the office, and 2 days later, or even 2 hours later, they're not going to remember if you ate that cake or not. If you feel like you need to take it and then go to your cubicle and throw it in the trash, do that. I've done that. I remember I used to work at this place years and years and years ago. I was the receptionist at some office, and this UPS guy used to come in there every morning. And he was a nice guy, and he would get a little friendlier every time he came in to deliver packages. And then one day he came in with this big old Mrs. Winters cinnamon bun, and it was like, literally, it was like that big. I don't go to Mrs. Winters, but so I don't know if they still have those, or if they even still have Mrs. Winters. But it was like big enough for, I would say, maybe 3 people to eat. He came in with this cinnamon bun to give me. It was a really nice, I thought that was so sweet of him. And it was warm, y'all. He was like, I got you something. You know, he was trying to be nice. And I was like, oh, thank you. That was so sweet. And I'm not lying. As soon as he walked out that door, that thing hit the trash. Because I was not about to put them 850 calories or whatever in me. That's just not the way I eat. I'm not doing that. Now, honestly, if it had been some piece of cake, from piece of cake, I might have done it. If it had been that strawberry layer cake, I probably would have said, oh, thank you, and put it aside for later. But you gotta have some boundaries around your healthy lifestyle. If you need to get a notebook and write out your boundaries so that you don't forget them, do that. But there's just so many little things that you can do to support yourself, as opposed to just, getting up on Monday morning saying, oh, I'm gonna eat healthy this week, and then you fail by 12 o'clock. So set up some boundaries. Maybe there's some things that you're just not gonna do. I'm just not gonna eat after, 7 or 8 p.m. Whatever it is for you that works. I'm not going out to drink with the friends during the week. I'll save that for the weekend, and I'll make it maybe one weekend a month. Hi, Corker and Tony and Seraphima and Charmaine. Welcome. I see you. Talking about the mindset behind living healthy, making some healthy lifestyle changes. Okay? Is any of this resonating with you all? Let me know. Let me know. Say something to me so I know y'all here. It says you're here, but I don't see. If you are making comments, I'm not seeing them. So let me know, okay? But anyway, I was just talking about boundaries. Having some boundaries around your healthy lifestyle. It can be whatever you decide it's going to be. I'm not going to do this. I'm not going to be swayed by that. Because like I said, all day long, people are making offers and presentations to you to invite you away from that lifestyle that you are creating for yourself. Hi, Greta. Welcome. Miroslav and Charmaine, welcome. I'm talking about setting boundaries around your healthy lifestyle. So, like I said, someone makes an offer to you at the office. Okay, they come in with, hey, we got pizza today. Because they love to feed you at some of these jobs. I remember one of my clients I had last year, she was like, oh, they got high-fat lunch almost every day for us at work. Okay, just because they're offering it to you doesn't mean it's free. Okay? It might be free money-wise, but you're going to pay for it. Whether it's paying for it by having to spend some time in the gym to work it off, paying for it by having some indigestion because it wasn't something you needed to be eating, paying for it by feeling bad because, oh, I wasn't supposed to eat that. And now you're tripping in your head and now okay, well, forget it. I'll just go on and eat whatever. You're going to pay for that in some way. So think about that. The next time someone offers you something to eat. And at work, for some reason, a lot of times it is really unhealthy stuff. Pulled pork sandwiches and what's that salad that goes, coleslaw soaked in mayonnaise and sugar. Pepperoni pizza with grease swimming on top. Chicken wings drenched in some kind of oily sauce, all this crap. Hey, Jer Bear. How you doing? Hello, Claire. She said she take her own lunch. I know. Oh, I missed it. She said, Claire said, I take my own lunch when I know that they're feeding us. Yes, girl. We gotta give her a hand for that, y'all. Yes, that's what I'm talking about. Because they're feeding you, but they ain't thinking about your healthy lifestyle. And you guys, I think most people want to eat healthy. Just put a 1 in the comment if you wish you could eat healthier. Because I'm telling you, so many people want to eat healthier. That's not like, oh, I just love healthy food. But you just wish that you were in the habit of eating healthier. You just wish that you did like healthy food better. A lot of people wish they could eat healthier. So when they give you these options at work, why don't they include anything healthy? Like, I think they just really don't care about us. They just, and you think they're doing something for you by feeding you 1,000-calorie lunch. That's not doing nothing for you. They ain't doing nothing for nobody. But they know that appeals to people. High fat, greasy, sugary, salty. It's addictive. So it appeals to people. But it's not doing anything for you. All right. So those are some of the things I wanted to share. Anybody got any questions, comments? We're talking about the habits, the mindset that it takes to develop the habits to live a healthy lifestyle. So, Jer Bear, before you got here, I was talking about how many times in a day do you get the opportunity to eat unhealthy? And by opportunity, I mean, or not just the opportunity, but how many times a day is something unhealthy presented to you? Okay, how many times do you see it come up in your news feed? Something dripping in cheese or whatever tempts you. And when you're driving down the street, how many times do you see you got Wingstop here, you got Burger King there, you got, all these different places. Think about that the next time you're going somewhere. See if you can count how many times. For those of you who have decided, I'm going to eat healthier, I'm going to reverse this condition, I'm going to get off of this medication, I'm going to change the way I do things so that my children will change. You made that decision, but you're struggling with it. Notice how many times when you're driving, that subliminal message is coming at you. Because, you're driving by. Subliminally, you're seeing it and thinking about it, but you don't even realize it because you drive that way all the time. So start to notice that kind of stuff. And then make the decision, I want to go this way. Because if you keep doing the steps that it takes to go that way, if that way is unhealthy, then that's where you're going. If you want to go this way and be healthy, you've got to keep taking the steps in that direction. It's not going to come just, you're just on autopilot. Yeah, down the road, it'll get there. Because you have to keep making the right decision over and over and over and over and over until it becomes a habit. So give yourself credit every time you make that right decision. If you have to get a journal and write in it, get a journal. Hey, I had a great day today. So-and-so offered me some chicken wings and I said no thank you and I kept eating my salad. I'm so proud of myself. Then they came back with a cupcake. I took the cupcake, But I didn't take the cupcake and the chicken wings, so I'm still proud of myself. But next time, I'm not taking the cupcake. Write all this in your journal because you're getting it on your mind. And you're getting it into your subconscious mind. And that makes the decision you want to make more powerful. You got to help yourself. You can't just go out into this world and think I'm just going to be healthier. There's a lot of little things you got to do behind the scenes for yourself. Hi, Just Mark. And somebody else joined, but it is the artist formerly known as, because I can't even read. It's like it's not a letter. I don't know what it is, but welcome. All right, y'all. So I'm about to wrap it up. I have my 9 o'clock client coming up soon. I don't see her in here. I was hoping to see her in here this morning. So, all right. So, y'all, I'll probably come on around this time tomorrow. I tried to do the 7:30 thing, and I made it. I made it one day. And then the next day, I was MIA. I did come on yesterday, though. This is day 3 that I've come on in the morning. It's just I've been coming on at 8 instead of 8:30 because, like I said, I like living the soft life. I like getting my rest. So I don't think I'm as much of a early bird as I used to be. And that's okay. I think I'm going to get used to that, and it'll be fine. Okay, one more thing, though, I see on my list that I didn't discuss in this topic, and that is different opposing energy that comes upon you that will keep you from reaching your goals if you're not aware, because we talked a little bit earlier about being aware. And these include things like doubt. Oh, I doubt, you doubt you can you doubt you can lose that much weight. You doubt you can get off your blood pressure medication. You doubt you can reverse diabetes. Fear. Fear, because making these changes, these type of changes are going to have your family acting funny around you. So you're in fear. If I lose, 50 pounds, my big chubby friend group or my big chubby family, they're going to trip. And they're not going to want me around, or they're going to accuse me of having a disease. Some kind of fear. Sleep. That's the one that sometimes will get me. Oh, I didn't make it to the gym because I was sleepy or I was tired. And time is another one. I ran out of time. I didn't have time, so I didn't get to go to the gym. I didn't have time to cook something healthy, so I just ran into Chick-fil-A. And instead of getting the salad with the grilled chicken, somehow you slipped up and got the fried chicken tenders and fries. I don't know, but those are things that you also want to be aware of. Okay, doubt, fear, sleep, or lack of energy, and time. And there's probably some others, but that's all that I could think of at the moment. But these are things, just pay attention. Because when those things come upon you, you don't necessarily have to succumb to them. If you notice you get to the end of the day and you ran out of time for your workout, try again tomorrow. Maybe schedule your workout earlier. If you find yourself doubting that you're going to be successful at whatever goals you set, that's when you want to start doing affirmations or writing down the thing that you really want to do until you believe it. I have some affirmations in my Stan store if you can't think of your own. Well Diva, no, it's Stan, STAN .store, STORE/Well Diva. I have a few things over there. I have the affirmations. I have a couple of freebies over there also. If you're dealing with any kidney issues, I have a like nutrition for kidneys PDF there as well. So you can go there, get a couple things. I'll be adding more and more there. Okay. But yeah, be mindful of all these reasons that you have for not living the healthy lifestyle that you truly say that you want to live. And I believe you want to do it. So just be mindful of, why didn't I do what I said I wanted to do? As opposed to just, I messed up and I'm going to start over tomorrow. Dig a bit more into why. Because the more you focus on making these changes, the more likely you're going to be to actually make the changes. Okay? Now, I forgot to put on my watch, so I don't know how many steps I got in, but I think I got about 2,000 because it's been 40 minutes, and I usually get about 1,000 in 20 minutes. So I'm off to a good start. My goal is 8,500 steps for the day. And I find that when I get in at least 1,000 in the morning, it's easier to reach that goal. So I see y'all tomorrow morning. Hi, Sandra. I'll see y'all tomorrow morning. I'm going to work on figuring out how to get the replay. The replays will be on youtube.com/WellDiva once I figure it out. I already got the cooking class replay up. You see Jer Bear here in the chat. She was with me in the cooking class this past Sunday. If you guys haven't seen that, we did that. And I posted it at youtube.com/@WellDiva. So go take a look. It was a lot of fun. I'll be doing another one on Sunday coming up as well. Hi, Big Ken. And I'll see y'all tomorrow morning. Looks like 8 o'clock works for me. But if anybody wants to get started walking earlier and then turn me on here at 8, I will be walking right along with you.